What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're talking about what could potentially be a massive story, one of the biggest stories of the year coming out of the LCS. This is a tweet that I believe came out yesterday. Yeah, June 21st. So yeah, yesterday. That really has the League of Legends world thinking, wondering what is going on. What does this mean? There's so much to talk about here. But obviously, as you guys can see up on the screen, this is a tweet from Zven yesterday, who just said, "Big announcement soon," and it is him and Alphari just chilling. A thumbs up. They're hanging out. Obviously, these two guys have been in and out of the headlines all season in the LCS with two very, very high-level players, perhaps the best AD carry and perhaps the best top laner in the league, and they have both been benched, and both of their teams are not really looking so hot without them. They're doing fine. Cloud9 is not coming off a great weekend, but overall, I think they're like 4-5 in the LCS so far, and Team Liquid's like 5-4. You know, it's not like they're terrible, but they're definitely not good. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about what this tweet could possibly mean, all the different scenarios, which one I think is the most likely, and hopefully getting your guys' thoughts and opinions as well. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I'd appreciate it so much, and subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. With that being said, here we go. So again, this tweet has people buzzing. I don't know if this is updated, but I think it is. So yeah, 13,000 likes. I mean, that's really, really crazy. League of Legends Twitter, that's a lot of likes. And again, people are talking about this on Twitter, Reddit, everywhere. People are asking me, do I know what it means? What do I think it means? What even could it mean? What are the different possibilities? What are the different options? And when I start thinking, you know, I get a bunch of spicy ideas and a bunch of crazy ideas, and some ideas that I'm definitely hoping for, you know, hoping we get something, you know, an absolute bomb. One, because I think it's fun. Two, gives me content. And three, I just love talking about this stuff. But the first option, which I think is probably the most likely, is just the fact that this big announcement could be, I mean, I guess one, it could just be a total meme and joke anyway. You know, who knows? Maybe they're just trying to get the world going and talking, and that's fun, and you can mess with people, whatever. But say we're saying that this announcement is actually real. Say, you know, this whole video is under that assumption. The first option that I think is probably the most likely is just the fact that their big announcement could be that they are both going to be back in the LCS playing and starting, and I think that's pretty likely. For Alphari, I know we heard that the 27th, like this next weekend, I think is the last weekend until he can return, and then he'd be returning the next week. So maybe this means that he's coming back the next week, and would that mean Sven's coming back this week or next week? You know, that's the only thing with that scenario, is that the timelines don't really sync up. Now, if Zven tweeted this next week, I would say yes, him and Alphari are for sure both going to be coming back next week. I would say it makes a ton of sense. But right now, with what Team Liquid originally said, Alphari will not be back this week. It wouldn't be until next weekend, I'm pretty sure. So that doesn't really make a lot of sense. And for Zven, it's not like they would tell him, hey, Zven, you're going to be starting next week. Like, if they wanted to bring Zven back, they'd bring him back right away. Alphari can't be brought back right away, at least under what Team Liquid has told us. So I want to say the most likely scenario and option isn't super, super spicy. It's just the fact that both of these guys would be starting, because, again, when we take a look at the standings, Cloud9 and Team Liquid are supposed to be our two best teams. Team Liquid was the super team that, you know, they went out and filled their hole. Broxah was holding them back last year. Now they got Santorin. Now they got Alphari. They're ready to go. And obviously it didn't work out in the spring. They lose 3-2 to Cloud9, whatever. But they're still coming back in the summer, one of the most talented teams. They're focused on Worlds anyway, whatever. And then Cloud9, they go to MSI. People are saying it's maybe the best North American performance at an international tournament ever. And so far, right now in first place we have TSM, and in second place we have 100 Thieves. I think currently right now 100 Thieves, it looks like the best team in the league. TSM, Cloud9, Team Liquid, I think they're all kind of bunched up. Any day, any game, any week, one of those teams could be the second or third best team. 100 Thieves, absolutely beatable. You know, Cloud9's obviously talented enough to do so, and so is Liquid, but Cloud9 and Liquid are supposed to be the two most talented teams. They're supposed to be the two teams that have the most potential, talent, hope, hype, whatever, for North American international tournaments. And for them to be third and fourth right now, especially when only 3 teams make it to Worlds, is really not good. So, you know, obviously both of these teams made a big move. The Zven benching, the Alphari benching, both of them are not where they want to be right now. So bringing both of these guys back makes logical sense. Another option, and one that I think is pretty likely that we could see in the future, but I don't think it makes a ton of sense to announce right now, it wouldn't be an announcement anytime soon, is could Zven be going to Team Liquid? Now, we know that Kobe said this offseason, we heard a bunch of things going on with Team Liquid. He heard more potential moves, more potential benchings, who knows what's going on. We know that Team Liquid has been pushing for the removal of the import rule more and more. So with Core JJ maybe getting close to his green card and probably having it next year, Team Liquid is probably going to have an import slot open, which means they could maybe be looking to replace Tactical. Yes, it could be to replace Santorin as well, but if it is to replace Tactical and Zven is on the market, if Cloud9 has decided that they're going with King, or Zven just doesn't want to play for Cloud9 anymore because their relationship is tarnished or whatever, Zven to TL makes a ton of sense, and I think that would make them very, very scary. I think that would make them very, very good, and, you know, that could be cool. Maybe Alphari's coming back. Maybe Sven's going to be heading over to Team Liquid. That could be interesting. Sven's wearing a Cloud9 shirt in this picture, so, you know, who knows, who knows. Another option could be, is Alphari going to go to Cloud9? Do they have some kind of trade or roster swap or whatever in the works that would have Alphari and Zven coming together over there? You know, maybe Zven is going to be coming back because things haven't been going well for Cloud9. They need to make a change most likely. I think King is very, very good, but Cloud9's missing something right now, and maybe Alphari's coming over. People have talked about maybe there would be a swap of like Tactical and Alphari for for Fudge and Zven. Something like that could happen. I don't know. There's just a ton of different options. Obviously, another place that people's mind is going to go is to maybe these guys returning to Europe. You know, that is definitely possible. Obviously, they're both under contract, so they can't just like up and leave or up and decide something or whatever. But maybe they are in some buyout talks behind the scenes. Maybe they're in talks of wanting to return home. You know, Zven has gone through a lot in North America. I know a lot of people say, oh, he got screwed over with TSM and stuff. And yeah, they're probably right. And then he heads to Cloud9, and it seems like things are getting better. He becomes, I believe, the first player to win the LCS and the LEC, gets that title. He's got 2 titles with Cloud9. Now Cloud9's looking good. They got perks. They're looking to make some moves. And then he kind of gets fucked over again. Like, you know, Zven has been very, very unlucky. Who knows if he likes it in America or if he wants to return home to Europe. And then obviously Alphari too, having some personal issues, maybe some homesickness, maybe just wants to be back home, maybe hates Team Liquid, maybe hates NA, maybe hates the LCS. Who knows exactly? And a potential big announcement could be that these guys are ready to return home or are going to be demanding a return home or just want to go back to Europe in the LEC. So I think there is a ton of different options. I think, I think the craziest one and kind of the one I want to see the most is probably Team Liquid Zven. I think that would be pretty cool. I think Alphari on Cloud9 would be pretty sick as well. But again, I wouldn't blame these guys if they did want to try and return home to Europe. But I do think the most likely thing is probably an announcement that they will both be starting soon. I think Cloud9 is better with Zven. I think Team Liquid is better with Alphari. I think the league is better when the best players are playing. But we'll just have to wait and see to see how this all plays out. But all we know right now is that there's a big announcement soon. Maybe. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Really does help me out the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment down below. What do you think the big announcement is? What do you hope the big announcement is? Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.